Daisey Charlotte is a friend and video production colleague here on the American Medicine Today crew.
I moved here to Florida about 3 years ago after my mother passed away. I realized after she passed away that I needed to live life to the fullest. So I moved down here to sunny Florida from Michigan to get away from the snow. Then I went to school for broadcasting. So I work on this show, American Medicine Today. I, along with the rest of our crew here, go out to the different places and we film the different segments, and then we go home and edit them all together and create this show. For fun, I enjoy going to concerts and sporting events. I'm a big sports fan. I love hockey. I also like to dance and rollerblade and play volleyball, and I love to golf.
She tells us about an accident that resulted in her beginning to have lower back pains and other indicators that something might be wrong.
In September of 2016, I took a tumble down some stairs, and the way that I landed, the stair came right across the middle section of my lower back. I guess I herniated a disc. The biggest problem was my feet. I had a lot of numbness and weakness in my legs, and my feet kind of felt like when you hit your funny bone and your hand goes numb. That's how my legs and feet felt all the time. I started taking just the over-the-counter medicines like Tylenol, Advil, and it eventually got so bad. There was one time I was going to a concert with some friends and I had met them there. I had left early because my back was killing me. Walking back to my car by myself, and there wasn't really anybody around, and I was kind of a little bit scared, and I was in so much pain I had to stop, and I was really nervous that I wasn't going to make it back to my car because the pain was just so bad and my legs were so numb. I felt like I was going to fall down. So I knew that I needed to do something about that, and I started taking some stronger painkillers, some prescription medications.
Time passed, and as her symptoms progressed, she realized it was time to do what many have done in her situation: meet with Dr. Bonati to discuss a real solution.
So the accident where I fell down the stairs happened in September of 2016. It wasn't until almost a year later that I actually went in and saw Doc. I think it was July of 2017. I have some other health issues, and so I kind of thought that maybe that's where the pain was coming from. Because the pain got progressively worse since the accident, I wasn't 100% sure that that's what caused it. So I actually went to the emergency room a couple times and told them that I think I was having some other issues or something was going on because I was in so much pain. And they kept telling me, no, there's nothing that we can really see as far as your other issues go. So they said maybe it's the back that's causing the pain. So that was when I knew I needed to go see Dr. Bonati.
Like most new patients, she started her journey getting x-rays and MRIs at our on-site imaging center for Bonati surgeons to review.
I had my MRI done at the imaging center at the Bonati Spine Institute, just across the parking lot, and got my images done, and then I carried them over to the Institute. Dr. Bonati pulled out my images one at a time, and he said, nope, there's no problem there, no, there's no problem there. And then one of the last ones that he pulled out, he said, there's your problem. And I had a disc herniated at L5-S1 that was pinching the nerve. So he said, that's where we need to do surgery. And the first surgery he wanted to do, he wanted to just go in with the laser and kind of shave down the disc and make a little bit more room for the nerve. And that didn't quite get the results that I wanted to, so we went back in and I had the second surgery where they actually did the laminectomy and went in and carved out the bone and made room for that nerve. And that one, there was major results that I could tell right away.
We've noted before that Bonati Spine Institute uses conscious IV sedation to perform their patented procedures. But Daisey points out there's one more benefit of these methods versus general anesthesia.
I've had many other surgeries before in the past where they use general anesthesia and they knock you out, and that just makes you feel awful for days at a time. You know, you wake up in a lot of pain and you're not really sure what happened or how long you've been out for, and your throat hurts because they put the intubation tube down your throat, and sometimes if they have you laying weird, you can feel numbness in your face afterwards. And there was none of that with the Bonati Spine Institute with their conscious IV sedation. You are awake for most of the procedure. You can feel a little bit of what they're doing. Sometimes it's slightly painful, but Dr. Campoli was my anesthesiologist and she was just fantastic. I don't remember everything. I know that I was awake during the procedure and I remember Doc talking to me. I remember towards the end of the surgery, Dr. Bonati said, that, my friend, is a clear nerve. So I knew that he was done and they were getting ready to close up, and that was comforting, knowing that, okay, we're done now.
While in the recovery room, as part of the post-op protocol, Daisy was encouraged to walk and start retraining her legs and feet to function normally again.
I remember afterwards, Dr. Bonati came into the recovery room and he made me get up and walk right away. And because my legs had been so numb for so long, I was used to just kind of shuffling my feet and not picking them up off the floor very high because I was always afraid I was going to trip over something or fall down. And so he told me, run, you can run now. Your legs aren't numb anymore.
Come on, jog back.
Sometimes when patients come in, they're told to stay in a hotel if they live far away, but I live close enough that I just got to go home after the surgery, which was nice. And they told me I had to walk for at least 40 minutes afterwards. So I actually went to Publix and walked around the grocery store afterwards and went grocery shopping. So it was nice to be able to do that without being in pain.
The day after surgery, she returned for one final follow-up appointment, and shortly after that, she was able to start doing her favorite activities once more.
The day after surgery, you go in and they take your vitals, they do a physical examination, they take out that drain, and they test your strength. And actually, my strength in my legs was better even just right the next day after surgery. Because the nerve in my back was compressed for over a year, I knew that it was going to take a little bit of time before I could get full feeling back in my feet. And I've been told that it could take up to a year, so it's still getting better every day. But about a month after the procedure was when I really started to notice that all of the pain and all the numbness and weakness was gone in my legs. I was able to go back to my dance classes, which I had stopped doing because I would just leave in tears, and there's no more tears. I feel so much better after having my procedure. I'm able to go to sporting events and concerts again without any troubles. I can get up and dance. I can go rollerblading. I can play sports. I played 18 holes of golf with my dad in a golf tournament back in December, and that was just so easy and effortless. There was no pain. I didn't have to take pain medication to be out on the golf course, so it was great.
Daisy is back behind the camera and at her editing desk, helping us bring you stories of innovation, recovery, and the changing healthcare landscape you see here on American Medicine Today.
Now, after the surgery, I'm able to carry these heavy cameras around. I'm able to get up on the table and get into small spaces because I'm a lot more flexible than I was before. I can carry equipment up and down the stairs with no problem, and I can go to the gym, I can walk, I can run, I can do anything that I want to do now after being at the Bonati Spine Institute. Because I'm on the production crew for this show, we go out into people's homes and we see and hear their stories, and we see how much better they're doing. A lot of the patients we follow from the time they come to the Institute to the time after their surgeries, and maybe a year to 10 years after the surgeries. People probably think that we coach people what to say because everybody says the same exact thing. But I'm here to tell you that we do not tell anybody what to say. And I'm here to say the same thing that everyone else says, and that's that after the surgeries, there's no pain, there's no complications. It's just easy going afterwards, and you can get right back to life after that. I don't tell people to come to the Institute because I work here. I tell them that because he truly can make a difference in your life.